Good morning and welcome to our morning conversation. We're beginning a new year with a special two-part conversation with Charlotte Lear and Mark Hughes. Mark and Charlotte are a married couple who have been part of our Trinity community since soon after moving to this area from Maryland several years ago. Mark has been challenged by Parkinson's disease from a relatively young age, and he and Charlotte carry on at the intersection of faith and doubt, hope and struggle. God's presence in their lives is often mysterious and sometimes very clear. And a conversation with them is the perfect way to start out this hopeful and mysterious 2021. Please seek out both days. Well, Mark, let's turn to you now. Let's tell us a little bit about your journey.
Let's see. I could start basically in 1995 when they diagnosed me the first time with Parkinson's.
Right.
And I think a lot of that comes from the kind of work I did. I worked in landscaping, heavy industry, with my dad cutting steel, and I basically cut all the steel for him. I went to work on the golf course with a lot of pesticides, herbicides. And
oh, sure.
I think a lot of it's just a combination of everything. I did fertilizers I used in landscaping, all the stuff that I've done, worked with pesticides over the years.
Right.
So in 95, I started to shake and I couldn't figure out why my hands would shake. Went to see the neurologist, thank you.
Yeah.
Went to see him. He comes back and tells me on the telephone, "Oh, you have Parkinson's."
Oh, right over the phone, huh?
Yeah. He told me, "You have Parkinson's." And I said, "You mean you can call me in your office and tell me?"
Yeah.
And I told my boss, and I said, "I'm glad I'm here with you guys, because you guys would have to stop me, because I would have gone over and yelled at him and chewed him out." But I knew it wasn't right. So, yeah. But after I had, 20?
I don't know.
Parkinson's, how many years?
Yeah, it's since 96. I think that's 24.
24, yeah, 24, 25 years,
And
yeah.
I had, Michael Fox had, he was about 40 39, 40 when he got it, so he had about 5 years before I did.
Sure.
And a lot of people say, well, what's the difference between Michael J. Fox and the way I'm functioning is, when Michael J. Fox had, they didn't have DBS out. DBS wasn't even in the future.
And explain what DBS is.
What DBS does, right here, there's two leads there in the top of my head.
Okay.
It connects here, then comes down, the wire comes down to a little battery. What that does, for some reason, it controls the tremor.
Oh. And so it does like an electric stimulation. Is that what it is?
Yep, I'm not here. See, because I can do this hand, I can.
Oh, wow.
I can stop, I can control it more.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It works very well for tremor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't stop the disease, and it doesn't, although maybe they're getting to the point where they change it. It doesn't stop the loss of balance.
Okay. Right.
And it doesn't have much impact on gait.
Right.
No.
But
Okay.
it's very good for tremor. He almost never has tremor.
Yeah. Well, and that's, talk a little bit, tremor obviously is tough no matter what you do, but you're an artist, you you draw, you paint.
Yeah, with the DBS, I get to draw more because I can sit and have more control of the fine movements. So, and Carl says, let's go to Pennsylvania. I said, how much does it cost to live up there? Cheaper than living in Baltimore. Okay, we'll go up to Pennsylvania and live.
Sure.
But here I had a mother-in-law who loved me to death. I used to do stuff for her.
Yeah.
I had a couple of cousins. They Dalton, Finnegan, and Sully. They love their Uncle Mark. Dalton.
Those are my grandnephews.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
And Dalton loves his Uncle Mark because he likes art, and so does his Uncle Mark. And he loves to come up here to do artwork with me.
Yeah.
And he loves that. And
He's a first grader down in Donegal. And
oh, is he really?
We babysat until this all happened.
Yeah.
That's right.
Once in a while, not a lot, but
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
looking forward to that again.
Oh my gosh, yes.
He actually likes to play.
Hmm.
He's now in first grade, so I haven't
Oh, sure. Yeah.
had him for, I guess, almost a year. But we get down on the floor and play zoo. He
Yeah.
loves animals,
Yeah.
so
Oh, wow.
we build zoos and just
Oh my gosh.
to do make believe stuff,
Oh,
which
I
isn't
love
easy
that.
for me. But
Yeah. Well, but you know, it keeps you somewhat limber, I guess, getting down on the floor.
yeah, I
That's
don't
good.
have problems getting down. It's getting back up.
Of course.
I
Yeah.
know
Well,
I'm the one that has a problem getting down and getting up.
yes, of course. Well,
So,
Mark, talk to us a little bit about how having Parkinson's, you know, it's certainly a challenge in many
Mhm.
ways, but talk to us about some misconceptions maybe that people have about it.
let's see. One thing I can answer is that Parkinson's affects people in totally different ways.
Okay.
Some people might have more tremors.
Hmm.
Some people they lose their ability to walk for some reason.
Right.
But Parkinson's will affect everybody different.
Mm.
Some people they can take the arcane.
No,
No, that's
there are medicines that affect Mark negatively.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So like some people can take them, but you can't.
Right.
Right. Okay.
And I don't think that doctors it has to be part art and part science
Sure.
in prescribing medicines
Yes.
for people with Parkinson's.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no one right answer that applies to everybody.
Everybody with Parkinson's is different.
Right.
And the young onset Parkinson's is a somewhat different disease than the Parkinson's that somebody might get at 70. It
Right.
progresses differently.
Right.
So there's no one size fits all.
Yeah.
I had never really heard or knew anything about Parkinson's disease when Mark was diagnosed.
I didn't either.
You become more or less of an expert, I guess,
Sure.
in the disease that you have or have to learn about.
Right. Right. Of course.
Yeah, it's a journey, but
The journey has its ups and its downs, and it's all around times. I think most of all, I find my journey is a little easier for me because I was interested in finding out more about Parkinson's. What happens to me when I get older? Well, in my younger years.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what can you do when you get older, when your Parkinson's gets to the point where you have the tremors? Sometimes you can't walk, or you want to move, but you gotta wait for your body. Say, wait a minute, give my body a couple of minutes to catch up with the rest of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you have a split right here, a connection that doesn't always connect between your brain and your body. And it's like, oh guys, gotta wait for the medicine to kick in so we can come back together and we can work as one unit again.
Right.
Mark is very careful now to exercise. He wasn't really 5 years ago.
Right. I exercise every morning.
But he does now.
And then I walk around the house a little bit if I can't get outside to walk. I use my walker and walk around inside the house.
Yeah.
3 or 4 times a day, depending on how my knees are working.
Right.
And he goes to the gym when it's open.
When they're open.
He has a personal trainer he works with, and then he goes a second time. So that really helps keep him limber.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So does the exercise help with that brain-body connection? Like, can you tell a difference when you've...
Oh, yeah, I can tell the difference.
Yeah.
I find the other thing, one of the things I find is very important to do is you got to figure out what hobbies do you like to do? Do you like to draw? Do you like to read? Or something that you like to do. But you got to make sure you keep your mind you got to keep your mind engaged and active. Because if you don't, Parkinson's will just take it over.
Right. Right. And I think that's interesting because that's kind of a universal lesson, I think, for anybody. You know, keeping your body active and keeping your brain active are important things, but especially with Parkinson's, it sounds
It's
like,
more with the mind.
yeah, keeping those active really helps.
That you have to realize that, hey, some days I'm gonna move a little faster and I can go out and do this. And it's
Right.
gonna be,
Yeah.
it's all right. And there
Yeah.
are gonna be days where I can't move very fast, so some days it's gonna take me longer, and some days just kind of have to say, maybe I'll go next week.
Yeah. I've found that myself with running. It's a different thing, obviously, but just that, like, I would sometimes get into the habit of beating myself up for not being, you know, like one day you go out and you feel great and you go real far, and then the next day you go out and you feel like you should be able to do that again, but it's harder, you know, or like you're not. And I would beat myself up for why doesn't it feel the same every day? Like, why can't I go as far or as fast or, you know, whatever? But like you're saying, it's just you have to get used to the idea
And
that
realize that, hey,
some days are going to be easier than others.
they're gonna be easier, and some days you have to say, well, body's gonna be telling you, hey, I gotta slow down a little bit here.
Yeah. Yeah.
With me or the running, I said, I can do exercise tomorrow, but
Mhm.
can't live tomorrow and get back. I can live for today, but not tomorrow.
Yeah.
One other skill that you have to learn is to pace yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Even when we went on our last vacation, which was down in Ocean City, Maryland,
Mhm.
we planned activities, but maybe every other day we'd have something that took a couple of hours, and then we'd have a day where we didn't do much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have
Build in
pace.
rest is
Yeah.
kind of,
Gotta build that in. And the one thing I would say to other people with Parkinson's, take good care of your Parkinson's, but listen to your body.
yeah.
You can tell the doctors what's going on with your body.
Yeah.
And also just remember, when you take good care of your knees, you only get one set. I had both of mine replaced.
Yes. Yes. You found out you only get one.
You only get one chance with that.
Yeah.
And basically that's about it. And most of the time I just tell people, just kind of do whatever just about
Yeah.
do whatever you want to do, but just remember you're gonna have to do it with a little more. Might have to slow down a little bit.
Planning.
Yeah.
More
Planning. Yeah. And thoughtfulness, I think, you know,
more
that, like,
behind it.
yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that's really good advice. Like I said, I think it's good advice for anybody, certainly for people with Parkinson's, but just to remember to slow down when you need to do that. And
Yeah.
especially the thing you said in terms of Parkinson's about you're the one who knows your body, you know, that the doctors do the best they can, and they do really great, but everything, like you guys said, is different for everybody, and so you're the one who knows.
I will add to that about Parkinson's. If anybody wants to know and wants more education of the Parkinson's,
Mhm.
come call you and you can come in contact with me.
Yes.
And I will be more than happy to sit down, talk to them, explain to them what's going to happen when you change your medicine or you have to go in for DVS or something.
Yes.
I can pretty much out because I had to educate myself for that.
Yeah, and I've always appreciated about you, that you are very willing to be a resource for people, especially people who are newly diagnosed or trying to figure out, you know, get a grasp on Parkinson's. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I really appreciate that. That's very, very helpful, and it's a very, I think, you know, you're an old church guy, and it's a good Christian attitude that we're here to help each other in whatever way that we can. So
I had a friend of mine tell me, he said, "You are a unique person." I said, "What do you mean?" She says, "You just go around looking at life at points.
yeah,
You're lucky. You're a lucky guy.
yeah,
You just travel all the roads wherever it takes you. That's where you just go with it."
yeah,
And I look at life as an adventure.
Yeah, well, and that's, I mean, you are a go with the flow person, and that has helped you a lot
Oh, yeah.
in enduring what you've had to endure
Mhm.
and in making the changes that you've had to make.
Yeah.
And I'm just so glad that you guys have landed both in our orbit at Trinity Lutheran Church, but I'm also glad that you've landed at a place where you have what you need, you have things that you enjoy and the ability to do them,
Yep.
and you have a system that will help you, you know, now and into the future. And that's a really, really
Thanks. Two
wonderful.
great nephews that love your Uncle Mark.
Yes, and that's an absolute blessing. And I can't wait until this pandemic stuff is over so that we can get
Okay.
back to seeing our friends and relatives and
Mhm.
great nephews and all the people that we love. Well,
Yep.
well, thank you guys so much for having this
Oh, yeah.
conversation with me.
Welcome.
And it's been really great to talk to you. And I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you.
Bye.
You too.